Let's make sure 2026 is better than 2025. For me, this year can pretty much be summed up as a water leak and a broken glass in January, or in winter, a mental breakdown in spring, self-sabotage in summer, and yet another mental breakdown in the fall. Now, that's not to say that 2025 has been all bad. It's been a mess, but it's also been filled with some great things. I sold my book in person for the first time, and I started doing author chats and live streams, and I've also had fun adventures and stuff. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, hello, I'm Amelia. I'm an indie author who has way too many ideas and too little time to pursue them all. Some of my author goals this year are related to being more consistent on my platforms, as well as growing some of said platforms. I would also like to spend this year really trying to go full-time with this whole author thing. Not only because I don't want to have to go back to work next winter, but also it would allow me more time to actually pursue most of my ideas. That's my plan. And I will split this up in like 3 kinds of goals. Some are writing related, some are related to my author platforms, like my online platforms, and also events, but we will get to that later. But to help with consistency, my consistency here on YouTube, I'm actually planning all videos for the first quarter of the year, so for Q1. And I have 4 reoccurring concepts that I will try in these first 3 months, just to make it easier to be consistent. And then I will of course adjust as needed later on in the year, but I feel like giving myself 3 months to see what works and what doesn't, and then adjust after that is a good idea. So the first video every month will be like an update on my plan to try to go full-time as an author. Not only to hold myself accountable and keep the goal in mind throughout the year, but I also feel like it might be an interesting thing to see. It's something I really enjoy seeing and like following along on people's journeys. So that's what I will be doing for the first video every month. And then every month we'll also have at least one Wrapped in Ocean related video. Wrapped in Ocean is my pirate fantasy novel that I am currently working on and documenting everything. So of course, at least one video a month will be related to Wrapped in Ocean. I also want to go back to doing more book talk videos, and I want to continue doing the author chats. So I will be doing both of those things at the end of each month. And I would like to try to have them connected when I can. I think that would be fun. So like if I do a book talk video and then I have the author chat video the week after with the author of said book, I think that would be fun. I am aware that it won't always be possible, and also especially since I've done videos about books where I would like to talk to the author already, so I will see what I can do and how to incorporate that, but I think it would be a fun idea to connect them when possible. Now that's 4 videos every month. Some months have more weeks, and I will try to post weekly on here. So for that I have some other things. Some will be more Wrapped in Ocean or some other things, and if you have any ideas or if you have something you would like to see, please let me know. I would love to take your ideas into consideration. Speaking of planned content, I would like to start up my Patreon this year, and that will be very focused on Wrapped in Ocean at first, but with the addition of my other projects, including upcoming projects, some audiobook stuff, and some art stuff. Even here I am currently planning and writing and scheduling posts for the first few months, and when it comes to Wrapped in Ocean content, there will be a lot of world building to start, and January will focus on locations and also the main religion, because that's a big thing. It's relevant for the story. And then February will focus on the ships, because there's a lot of boats in Wrapped in Ocean, and all of them have their own history and crew and dynamic, and I would like to show that. I haven't decided for March yet, but I think maybe I will go up with some character stuff, but we'll see. And there will also be like early access to videos, some more behind the scenes of things, as well as, like I said, I will try to do some audiobook stuff for my Infernal Cave books. There will be both free and paid content, because while I would, like I said, love to try to do this full time, I also want people to be able to get a bit more information than otherwise, even without having the monetary funds for it. I'm also planning and looking into having some like early things for the first month or two, with like giveaways of memberships and discounts and stuff. So keep an eye out, and I will update you in January's first video. But speaking of Infernal Cave books, I am also so close to being ready to release the second Infernal Cave book, which is The Strongest Ray in a Punk. And along with Wrapped in Ocean, these will be the two books I want to publish in 2026. I want The Strongest Ray in a Punk, since I'm so close, to be out early 2026, and Wrapped in Ocean I have a plan for November. I would also like to get both of my Infernal Cave books translated and published in Swedish, and I have started the translation process, but it's a lot harder than I thought it would be, so it will take some time. That's like a secondary goal for this year. It's something I want to work on, and it's also something I have started to incorporate into my editing process. And for my other platforms like Instagram and TikTok, I want to post on there too, but I will try to focus this year, or at least the first quarter, on YouTube and Patreon. And my newsletter will hopefully be like a once a month thing when I have something to report, which I hope I will have, especially with focusing on making the videos every month of this whole going full-time journey. So if you haven't signed up for that, it's not very regular right now, but hopefully it will be. My last goal, or category of goals, I guess, is events. I want to do more events, both like online and in-person events. And my goal for 2026 is to do at least 10 events, with at least 5 of them being in-person events. And I have some ideas of events that haven't opened up for application yet, and I have one booked in August, kind of small one, and I mean technically I also have one planned for November, but there will be more about that later. And I have more goals. I am never out of ideas, but I want to focus on these ones to start. Some of them I might be able to accomplish early, and then I can add more goals. Some of them will be for like the end of the year, like Wrapped in Ocean isn't being published until November. I have a release date, I just haven't announced it yet, so here's your hint of November. So just to do a small wrap up, my main goals can be sorted into 3 categories. Writing related is I want to publish The Strongest Ray in a Punk and Wrapped in Ocean. And for like online platforms, I want to be more consistent and grow my platforms on YouTube and Patreon, especially. And for events, I want to do 10 events, which I think is doable. It should be doable. And like I said, I will probably add to these goals later in the year, but I will also be working from now and into the beginning of April, so if I were to take on more goals, I would burn myself out, and we can't have that. That's not part of the plan. I have also given myself some motivational treats for when I reach part of these goals. So keep your eyes out for that. But until next time, thank you so much for watching, have a great adventure, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye!